over to Illinois and get free books.
Okay. And then you would just take them, look for first editions, or what? Like, what
you
goes
could do
in
that.
a
You could
book
look for you could look for first editions, first printings. Like, for example, you have to build that muscle of knowledge. Like Alice in Wonderland by Lewis A. Carroll, which was written in the 1890s, worth $20,000. A Destiny of Hope, if you find a first printing, first edition, it's worth like $200. So there is like some shortcuts. Yeah, there's some shortcuts, but basically when I got all my books, I separated them by author, and I sell them by author on eBay, which nobody really does. There's a tremendous amount of money in it. I really recommend it to people because now on your phone you could scan the ISBN. You have an ISBN application where you could just scan it, and it's 5 cents to post on eBay. But so I would just fill up my car and go home and organize them by people that just died, and
Now you were, I heard this down the grapevine. One of your books was on TV, and it was I believe it was an Alice in Wonderland.
How'd you know?
Brian Christopher.
Oh my God! What did he say?
He said that I was like, yeah, I'm having Ramsey on the show, and he goes, you know what the first interaction I had with Ramsey was? He was working on the show,
Varuna Entertainment,
doing research. I'm going to say that again because I said it like an idiot. Doing research. Because can you explain the show? Do you know what it was? It was pretty much like Pawn Stars, except marketed to the demographic of like middle-aged housewives.
Yeah.
So, you were on it.
Yeah, I was.
You weren't on it. They paid someone to stand in for you or something. You go.
Oh, really?
You go. Yeah, you go.
Well, they came to my house.
The book.
I had a Lewis Carroll from 1940s, and they interviewed around 1940, and I was interviewed about it and the illustrations and just. Bruin Entertainment came, signed a release form. Brian Christopher said he edited it for me. I've asked to see it. I'd never seen it, but yeah, it was for some show about collectibles, and I'm really happy that I got that lead. I got that lead because I was working for Arabish for a year, my first year in comedy, and Jamila Shilo, who used to work for Jon Stewart, the Jon Stewart Show, just for a while. Me and her used to do comedy around Chicago, and then she worked for Varuna, and then they asked about coming to interview me about my Lewis Carroll 1940s, which is right now not been sold on my eBay store for like $12.
Can I say?
Because I need to get rid of it.
I don't know how true it is, but can I say what they offered you on TV?
Yeah.
I heard that they offered you $17 for an over $100 worth book. Is that true? Because they had to call you and ask if that was okay, if they could sell for that. And it was like,
oh yeah, it's
the way
appraised.
Brian described it, he's just like, if he sold that, he's an idiot. And then you didn't sell it,
but
because it was like a stupid low price, what they wanted for it. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, but no one's bought it. It's a tough time. No one's really spending any money, but it's still for sale for under 17. It's like because I need to get rid of all my stuff before I move out, and I'm moving in 3 weeks. So which is ironic because when I go to LA, I feel like there's just like it's very homey. I feel like it's my home. So.
Have you been there before?
I sold 56 boxes just this month because of the 99% sale. But I'm giving away. If anybody says to listen to me and Brennan, I will give you free books, especially because you live close to me.
You gave me a great gift.
Tell them about it.
I must say on air. You gave me a copy of. The complete Grimm fairy tales? Is that what it was?
With 222 illustrations.
Yeah, and I like to draw myself.
Amazing.
And I didn't even ask for the book. I asked that you brought it here just so I can flip through it. And then at Ashbury on Wednesday, you just handed me the book and said, "Here you go," and I didn't even know what to say. So I figured I'd just save it here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Me and him went through it a little bit. Your girlfriend,
She went
freaks
nuts.
out.
Yeah, she's a huge book nerd.
Love-
And she loves.
Yeah, she knew it.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
I saw that, and I was just like, well, clearly this book is trash. And I just to mess with her.
you
But
put,
no,
you put in the recycling bin. I don't need this.
Yeah, and then, but no, I was looking through it, and like,
No pictures of Matt Damon. It was really weird.
it was weird. But no, I do gotta say that I flipped through it, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, there's some really
It's
good
in great
illustrations.
condition. You gave me another book of quotes a long time. I actually have it in
Aphorisms. Aphorisms.
Yeah, that word.
And it is split up by genre, by like different presidents, and they're just
I threw
quotes
my
that make people
backpack.
famous. And I
can't
stole it
find
from the library and I gave it to
I'll
Brennan.
go for it later. Yeah, and that one I'm not sure if I'm gonna read.
That one's super. Isn't it just a book of quotes?
It's
Yeah,
a book,
aphorism is
It's
just a fancy
probably
word.
No.
the
You know what it
easiest
is?
book
It's a
to
book of 1 to 2 sentence things.
Exactly.
that whatever the average person has that attention for, like span for, that they can read 1 to 2 sentences at a time.
Exactly.
To where I go like,
for you.
wow, that's a lot of pages of 1 to 2 sentences that I can't read.
This goes back
Give it to
to
Victor.
your hate of one-liners. You just can't handle the short and sweet.
I can't do it. I don't know what it is. Would you actually go on the one-liners? Do you do one-liners? Would you say you do one-liners predominantly, or would you say
Yeah,
you're a bit writer?
Well, somebody said that I should name my show One-Liner Mania. I do one-liners. I do all types of
Well, that person's manic.
skits and
That was stupid.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Stupid as hell.
Nailed.
That was the
it.
stupidest joke I've made in like 10 minutes.
but you said one-liners, and what was the other? You said bits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, do you write, would you say you're more of a bit guy or like a storyteller, or would you say you're more of like a one-liner, quick bam, here's a joke, quick bam, here's a joke?
Well,
Or a
you
mix.
gotta do your research when you're doing, every audience, everything comes into play. The arrangement of the club, like Cigars and Stripes, where you performed last Sunday or whatever. It's like a hallway, and
Cigars and Stripes is another, it's a bar in Berwyn, and for some stupid reason, it's considered the hardest place to do comedy in Chicago. And that's the only,
it's just so tight.
I found out why. It's because the crowd members are encouraged to just yell during your set, which
is,
I don't feel. I know some people feel differently about this, but I like it.
yeah, I love it. It's perfect for one-liners, for example. You just gotta study your audience. You
Yeah.
gotta know your audience.
Yeah, and you know what? It's one of those places that I would say is what time is it? 11:30. I can say it. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say. I'll tell you guys out there when I'm talking about. But it's nerdy enough to where you can just say whatever. You know, you can tell them to F off.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did.
You can feed off their energy. You can go to the heckler and be like, "What did you just say? Say it louder again," and then like repeat it. They laugh at how stupid they are. It's pretty much just knowing how to deal with someone shouting out something during your set, which I feel like I do better in those rooms where someone's going to be disrespectful to like whenever I'm performing, just because it's just like I will show you what it means to be disrespected.
Yeah, you
that
got
you
the
did not
focus
understand.
of a double O
I want to
buckshot.
make you seem stupid right now. I want to make you seem dumber than me, and then at the end of it, I'm going to shake your hand and laugh at you.
It's like Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
But let's. You want
But let me just mention
Okay.
real quick. Number 39, I think, is that me and my business partner who suffers with autism. I mentioned.
Tin fish.
Yeah, Tin Fish. I'm sorry. I'll just say Tin Fish. Me and Tim Fish, number 39 at Cigars and Stripes, on Halloween, I dressed up as a boxer. He dressed up as Tigger. It was his 3rd grade costume, so it did not fit. He had ass cleavage and breast cleavage, and he had a little Tigger hat, and he was bouncing around. They made him go first, and then they kicked him off because there was a pumpkin, like a 40-pound pumpkin that he tried to pick up. And then I went on right after, and I was giving away Ramsey's condoms, and he was just heckling me. He just kept on, for some reason he kept on yelling, steal my thunder, and I literally almost swung at him. Like I cocked my arm because I couldn't perform, but the crowd loved it. So, but it's available on if you want to see it, number 39.
Nice. Number 39. What do they have to look to get to your YouTube
what's the channel called?
It's called I Never Repeat a Joke.
Which is also your Facebook fan page.
Yeah, I have raffles there.
Everyone out there, check that out. You can actually see what it's like. One thing I like about it is like it's pretty much there's a side of comedy that a lot of people don't see, and that's the test of the joke. But you kind of disregard that, which I think is either brave or stupid.
Well, someone said it's my calling, so
is it?
I don't know how I don't know if it's brave or stupid, but yeah, it's definitely my calling. It's been 3 years, and I'm just so excited. And every show gets better, and that's probably a good title for my show instead of I Never Repeat a Joke, because it's a little bit arrogant, and people kind of coin me on being an arrogant human being. But what did I say I should call it? What did I just say?
Yeah, it always gets better.
Oh yeah, it always gets better because every show does. Like my show on Wednesday, I have a sponsor.
I hear voices.
My show on Wednesday, I have a sponsor.
Fish tried to pick up a pumpkin. Is that what it was? That's what it was.
It was really funny. You gotta see it in with ass cleavage. But
that's where did they?
But every show does get better. I mean, it really does. And when I go to LA, there's a comedy club that's right by my house called Aces, where I hope to host, and I'm gonna continue my adventure. So
nice, cool.
All right, we're gonna go quick song break and PSAs and stuff like that. We're gonna hear Yay Sayer Matter Red, followed by another Adler Zenuf song. We're playing My Town again because you know what? That was a kick-ass track earlier.
Was it the first track?
Yeah, that was the punky one. And then so keep staying tuned. More Ramsey coming up. We're gonna continue this conversation after the break. I gotta pee really bad, so here's the number to call in. It's 773-298-3386. Mwah.
cool. She really, I gotta pee, and Ramsey better not walk in on me.
I walked in on you.
How many books do you have left that you're trying to get rid of?
150 authors.
Oh shit.
Hey man, I'm like some books.